Oh, okay. Let me to tell you something about myself. My background is in future studies, strategy, technological and competitive intelligence, modeling and simulation, and computational social science. I have two paths, right? My first path, I was IT services consultant, customer services manager, and project manager for 50 years. In my second path, professor for 30 years, doctor in business administration, MBA, strategist and foresight specialist, and system engineer. My main topics are future studies, technological and competitive intelligence, artificial intelligence, and social innovation. Okay. I, yeah. I am going to talk about the strategic early warning system. In this case, a kind of strategic early warning system is the intelligent system of strategic monitoring. And what is intelligent system of strategic monitoring, or ISSM framework? It's a combination between strategic foresight, and artificial intelligence, right? A good combination. The key issues in this presentation are anticipation, learning, adaptation, and it's possible to include imagination and creativity. Okay. Oops. Okay. The agenda. The agenda of the presentation includes four issues: challenge, ISM framework, tree application, and discussion. A series of challenges could help introduce the notion of ISSM framework. Let me to show. Oops. What happened? Okay. Okay. I don't know what happened in my presentation. Okay. The first challenge. You have many mental models. You have infinite of the future, many different between people, and it's necessary to identify a strategy action. This is the first challenge. The second challenge is about the notion of the system, the systemic approach. We have system dynamic, we have system states from the mathematical point of view, and social complex system. So it's very important to recognize the system as a whole. The big picture is very important that. The next one, we need to recognize many point of view. It's necessary to understand human motivation in order to collect opinions, point of view from decision maker, from communities, from experts, in order to create new features. Okay, collective construction of the future. So we need to combine subjectivity and objectivity to create conjecture on the future. We had a traditional chart. This is a timeline. Oh, let me to check my presentation. One moment. Wait, wait. Hmm, I don't know.
¿Es un video?
No, no. I have problem with my presentation, my computer.
Ah, ok.
Tell me 5 minutes, 2 minutes, please.
Okay, right. So we're going to wait for Raul, please, in order him to fix his presentation. It seems that it's stuck.
Wait, wait. I don't know what happened. Oh, oops, oops.
¿Quieres cerrarla y volverla a abrir o bien salir y volver a entrar?
Sí, es que se bloqueó la máquina, no entiendo qué pasó. O sea, cuando probamos esta tarde, todo bien,
Todo
pero
bien.
ahora no sé qué pasa. Voy a cambiar acá de máquina.
Ok, listo. So he's going to try other options in order to see if his presentation can keep going on. So please have a little patience. Okay, so we'll wait for him. He's going to go out and then to come back. Okay? Thanks. Okay, so in the meantime, I will remind you that we are on our last presentations. We are ending up with a second Latin American gathering, but first, after Raul, we have Martín Pérez Comiso from Chile. He's going to talk about exploring anti-futures, negative speculations that constrain situated imaginations. So this is our penultimate lecture. Then we are having Martin. No, sorry, this is like the one before the penultimate. Then we are having Martin, and at the end, we are having Fabiola Marmol and Deira Charles talking about Mind Tour, designing kids' futures. And after that, the program ends with a second Latin American gathering. So we have still like 2 hours to go, and it's being a real pleasure to have you here. Okay, so Raul is coming back. We'll
I am
see if
here.
he's okay. Mm-hmm.
I am here again. Wait, wait. My presentation.
Mhm.
Here. Okay. Now, okay, I am ready. Again, let me to check. Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you for your passion con me, with me. Oh no. The,
Es la plantilla.
what happened? Yeah. Here. Okay. Again, thank you.
Thank you all for your patience.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. My presentation. Okay. The challenge. Okay. I have my chart. This is the traditional foresight evolution. Everyone knows now about the chart. Let me to check 6 stage, 6 point. The first moment or the first stage in the foresight evolution, we have a spare-based perspective that is point to the importance of the opinion of the expert and decision maker. For example, to use the Delphi method to identify signs of the future. This is the first step. The second step, including a spare-based approach, is model-based approach. Includes the use of mathematical model. This is 1980s. Next, we have stage 3, include the monitoring of the environment to recognize future events. And you have a spare-based approach, model-based approach, and trend-based approach joints. Number 4, stage 4, include the need to build unique future vision. Context-based approach in this case. Stage 5, include more sophisticated mathematical artifacts, more computational skill, more data, and you have modern simulation and future studies, a combination. The next one is stage 6. We have a strategic early warning system. Anticipation, learning, adaptation are very important issues here. And ISM framework is a kind of strategic early warning system. We have Gaston Bachelard. Gaston Bachelard is a phenomenological thinker who made major philosophical contribution to the advancement of science of the art. It's a phenomenological perspective close to the Herbert Simon notion of bounded rationality. Remember Herbert Simon, please. The idea here, the key point of view is anti-perception. The notion of anti-perception is very important because the scenarios are type of anti-perception. This is the combination between subjectivity and objectivity. Here, we are using mathematical artifacts and we are using narratives and other techniques. We are building a scenario funnel, the famous scenario funnel. We have integration on hybrid modeling practices using many toolbox from future study and hyper toolbox from artificial intelligence. But it's necessary include competitive intelligence practices, many data science. The second part include new methods, in this case, hybrid methods using artificial and future study techniques. The fly is this kind of method, future lighthouse trend scenarios. The framework has three layers. The idea is introduce a new way of adaptation using computational intelligence. Computational intelligence is a field of artificial intelligence, right? Three layers. First layer, micro layer. The idea here is create conjecture of the future, but you need system thinking and you need very data, very information, very amounts of information, big data or similar. You need many point of view, many points to collect information from human or not human sources. For example, IoT devices. About the meso layer, you have model and simulation. Model and simulation is very useful to understand the trends, the, the system dynamic, and other problems. And finally, micro layer, macro layer is meta knowledge. In order to use the meta knowledge to create new scenarios using outputs from meso layer and output from micro layer. About micro layer, we had many tools, many techniques. In this case, we have FCN, Fuzzy Cognitive Maps. Remember, cognitive maps. But here, from mathematical point of view, is a mathematical artifact. It's possible to do computing with the cognitive maps and include data science. Meso layer, obviously, model and simulation offer capabilities to recognize and identify solutions for many kind of needs, many kind of problems. And finally, with respect to the macro layer, you have the new methods, in this case, flights. The idea is use hyper knowledge during a strategy formulation process. No more about the ISM framework. Three applications. Is a demonstration about the framework. Social innovation through CSR strategies, digital public services, DPS, for the development of anticipatory public policy framework, and R&D and innovation for a local university. This is social innovation by CSR strategy. Here, we need to understand is knowledge of the stakeholder, perception, values, assumption about the local social system. What kind of local social system? We had a Spanish oil company. The operation in Colombia is in the meta department. The idea in general is collect many data, many information about the communities and relationship between oil company and the communities. Why? To recognize, to build new future for the local communities. So we need to use future studies and new modes to create future. Remember, I need to recognize the knowledge of the stakeholder, perception, values, assumption, and more. So hybrid modeling offers a new way to build possible future trajectories. The first level, the first layer into the ACE framework is practice from competitive intelligence notion. Three steps here: mapping and prioritize the sources, human sources or not human sources, finding image and the perfection of the image about the environment is key here in order to understand the current situation, right? The current situation respect to the social system. The second layer, we had modeling. The ABM or agent-based modeling is the key techniques. And the most popular tool is NetLogo. NetLogo is very popular in order to create modeling. Okay. What kind of modeling? 8 trends. And one more. Okay. The final layer, the macro layer, in this case, the oil company has three key factors, three key issues with respect to the CSR strategy. Using the ISSM framework, it's possible to recognize two more key factors in order to improve the performance, the CSR strategy respect to the relation, oil company and communities, local communities. Application number two. Application number two is digital public services for the development of anticipatory public policy framework. What kind of picture do you have? Technology roadmap, the short version. The real version is a big picture. We have emerging technologies to stage in this image and many technologies and many years. Well, in this case, only 2 years. The idea is show the technological analysis for the development of an anticipatory digital public services. Respect to the digital government policy initiatives in the Colombian government, and obviously it's necessary to understand the impact from the technology into the policy. The timeline in this case has 3 years, 4 moments, and 2021 a review of the current strategy framework for DPS, digital public services, in relation to digital government policy. The second moment is analysis of technological trends, many trends. And next, define the forward-looking policy for digital public services. And finally, 2023, implement of forward-looking policies for DPS. This is the timeline. But the final idea, contribution from the National Planning Department in Colombia in order to reduce the difficulties faced by decision makers in implementing policy initiatives to promote public digital transformation. Result, recognize the relevant role of emerging technologies to build a forward-looking policy framework using 5 dimensions. Obviously, technological is one. Another you have institutional, normative, economic, social. The scenarios, imitative, inertial, and offensive. And right now, during 2023, a digital identity initiative is running. Okay, application number 3, R&D and innovation for local universities. What is the problem here? The problem here is we had a group decision-making problem because we have a small number of people are responsible for making the decision about the R&D and innovation respect to the local university. In this case, the combination is different. We are using Peter Schwartz approach. Remember, Peter Schwartz approach is a Cartesian map with scenarios. And in this case, the combination is ISM framework and Peter Schwartz approach. but it's necessary to use a stakeholder participatory modeling process. Okay, the the road is similar. We have a typical foresight step. In this case, the chart show the Godet traditional approach, and we have hybrid strategy scenario planning design using enhanced tool, uh, best practice to create the scenarios. What kind of scenarios? For type. Remember, you have a Cartesian map, but each quadrant of the Cartesian map use hybrid modeling in order to recognize trend path, 10-year ahead. In this case, we have two drivers, innovation capacity and innovation result. Well, result, evaluating multiple levels of Cartesian math where one depends on the other, recognizing multiple micro scenarios to build a large one using aggregation method, identifying possible emerging scenarios to understand its continued evolution. And my last part of my presentation, the discussion issues. I have 5. This is the first. ISM framework offer a stronger link between artificial intelligence and the field of future studies. The ISM framework offer a new way of constructing possible future trajectories. Is oriented to human decision guided by an epistemological and ontological framework or strategic perspective. Remember, a Godet approach in this case. And the trilogy anticipation, learning, adaptation takes place by the initial ability to recognize several environmental signals. And finally, right now, it's possible to assessing the degree of innovation of a strategic design process. It's very important this. Estimate early warning and anticipate possible emerging behavior of the system. Remember the model and simulation layer. And the perspective of the perspective, we have two kinds of systems. A strategic early warning system is possible to combine with autonomous decision-making system. What is the backbone? The backbone are future studies in general and artificial intelligence. We had reference some one books, article, and no more. Thank you for your attention.